Activities around the world. So first, I want you to imagine in your head that tomorrow you come to school and there's no desk in here. We're all sitting on the floor. Um, Instead of eating in the cafeteria, we go outside and eat. And that instead of speaking English, everybody speaks a different language. So I want you to turn and talk to your partner at your table. How would that feel? How would that be the same or different than what we already do? And do you think there are schools around the world that do that or that are different than the way we go? You can turn and talk. Here, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, raise your hand and tell me how would that feel? What would be the same or what would be different? Austin?
It would feel I would feel sad. I would feel um I would feel a little happy and a little sad because sitting on the floor ain't like that bad, but you're having to speak a different language for the entire day.
What if
If you speak a different language, how would you, if everybody speaks a different language to each other, how do they understand each other?
well maybe we all just speak Spanish for the day.
Like English.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maddie's talking.
If we could, I should be outside because it's in our airport.
What would be the same? Anything be the same? What did we have food? If we still have food. Honor,
We still have toys.
we still can talk to each other, we still have a voice. Austin,
We still get to sit down.
don't get to sit down and come in the classroom and do work. What are some things that we do every day in our community? Or what are some traditions or routines that we have? Right? Okay, very easy. Christmas traditions. Whatever you said. That's kind of like our school community. They think bigger, like the community we live in. What are our traditions and routines in the community we live in?
Um, so, like, named it all. What you all go to you named it all.
Okay. Honor.
We all celebrate Thanksgiving.
And you celebrate the community. That might be different is some families eat like around the table, and everybody has to sit around the table. Some eat like in their living room, watching TV. Some families, they just kind of get a plate and go to their room and eat. So those are different things we do in our community. Okay, we're going to use this chart to continue to help us find similarities and differences of communities around the world versus our community. So we're going to watch a short video about communities around the world, and while we're watching this, I want you to listen for how they're different from us, how they're the same, what traditions they have, and then we'll fill in our chart.
My scores have gone tremendously up.
When I started Prodigy, my math skyrocketed. Prodigy.
Here's a book called Kids. Hey, kids! When you look around at the people in your neighborhood or town, what do you see? How would you describe the people that live nearby? Are they friends? Part of your family? Strangers? Some of them might be boys or girls. Some adults. And some kids. Some people might be tall, others short. Some might go to your school, while others might go to a different school. Some may have brown or black hair, the same skin color as you, or maybe a different skin color. Perhaps they wear formal clothing, or t-shirts and jeans, or maybe even something more unusual. Depending on where you live, the people in your neighborhood or town might look a lot like you, or they might look different. Maybe you live somewhere where there is a mix of people of all colors, shapes, sizes, and behaviors. The bottom line is that everyone is different. We're all unique individuals. And just as there are things that you enjoy doing, foods you and your family like to eat, holidays that you celebrate, and a religion that you may be part of, people all around you have their own set of things that they like to do as well. All of those things, the way people live their lives and the things that they enjoy doing, are part of their culture. A culture is a special and unique way of living. All the things that people do and believe, and the activities that are important to them, make up the culture that they belong to. Many people build their life and their identity around their culture. Can you think of a friend or someone you know that belongs to a different culture than you? What do they do with their family that's different from what you do? There are many, many cultures in the world, and no culture is better than any other. While many of your neighbors might belong to a different culture than you or your friends, all of us can live side by side and respect each other. Different cultures make up communities, and communities make up society. Society is a collection of different people from different cultures, all living together and following the same rules. Different societies make up different countries, and ultimately, those countries make up the entire world. So now you know that there are different cultures all around you, even in your own school or community. For example, in December, some people you know might celebrate Christmas, others Hanukkah. Still others might take part in Kwanzaa, St. Nicholas Day, or St. Lucia Day. Again, others might celebrate holidays you've never even heard of, or none at all. All year round, there are holidays, parades, shows, and events that different cultures celebrate or attend that others do not. Every culture has its own unique manners, styles of dress, language, religions, celebrations, ethics, and other things that are special to them. So how can you tell what culture someone belongs to? Well, it's important to remember that the color of their skin or the way they look does not define their culture. The best way to find out what culture someone belongs to is simply to ask them. Have a conversation. Find out more about them. Maybe you have some things in common. Perhaps their culture and yours have some of the same likes and dislikes, or hobbies, or foods. Maybe not. Either way, it's good to share these things so you can learn more about the people around you. So what are some of the cultures of the world like? Let's start with America. Some of the foods that are part of the American culture include pie, banana splits, hamburgers, hot dogs, and fried chicken. Other American populations have different preferences. For example, in the Southwest, there is a mixture of Spanish and Mexican foods. Religions in American culture include Christianity, Judaism, Islam, Buddhism, Hinduism, and others. Americans celebrate Christmas, Thanksgiving, Halloween, Easter, St. Patrick's Day, and others. American sports include football, baseball, basketball, soccer, and hockey. We have lots of different ways of dressing, but American culture is most known for our jeans, t-shirts, shorts, and sweats. All of those things help define American culture. Here are some other cultures and things that help define them. This is Africa. The food across Africa is usually spicy with intense flavors, and the food can be very exotic as well. They eat many different things that Americans don't. Religions in Africa include Christianity and Islam, but many of the people in more remote parts of Africa practice their own local religions. Celebrations include Kwanzaa, Yamade Kese, Sed, and Osiris. There's music like samba and reggae. Believe it or not, there are 11 official languages in South Africa, which is a real rainbow nation where many cultures all coexist. In fact, 1/3 of the world's languages are spoken in Africa. Their art consists of colorful paintings and beautiful ceramics, and the main themes are marriage, mother, and child. Unlike American culture, 41% of children aged 5 to 14 work in Africa. What about the French culture? Maybe
Let's pause and talk about Africa for a second. What are some things that are the same or different in African communities in the United States? Harley, you know? Elijah? They celebrate different holidays. What were some of the holidays that they celebrate? Henry?
Well, it was go ahead.
Okay. What else was different about Africa? Or the same, was similar or different? London. It said 41% of kids were. Parents.
Another kid.
Ready? Other people? They did a lot of spicy food. And how many languages did it say was in Africa? Sebastian.
11. And then 6. 7.
Keep watching. See how the it's different print.
Of someone French. Some of the elements of their culture include complex foods with heavy sauces, elegant and professional clothing, like scarves and long coats and dresses. In French culture, religions include Christianity, Islam, Judaism, Buddhism, and Hindu. Art and history can be seen in many churches and public buildings. The Chinese culture has its own unique characteristics. One of the most prominent.
They didn't talk about France as one as I thought. What is different about France? Let's go to that white seat. Kramer,
Right?
the art, what is different about their art? Mark? They dress in long scarves and professional clothing. This is not Austria. There anything else that it says was the same or different, Charlie? They have a lot of different religions. The United States has a lot of different religions too, so that's the similarity. So. Let's learn about Jason. Yes.
Being an exceptional food, which includes lots of sauces, unique spices, rice, fish, red meat, and even scorpions and snakes. The established religion of Chinese culture is Buddhism, and there is a lot of Buddhist art there. They drink a lot of tea, which is often used as medicine. The Chinese New Year happens every spring and is marked by a bright and colorful 15-day festival with a dancing dragon and fireworks, parades, and more. The Chinese culture has 6 different languages, but Mandarin is the most widely spoken. You can thank Chinese culture for martial arts like Kung Fu, silk, the animals of the zodiac, philosophers like Confucius, and other things that have spread around the world. Finally, let's talk about the Spanish culture.
What is different about China? James? Okay, think about it. Kramer?
And they speak different languages and lots of things.
Okay, they speak different languages. And what about, what did it say about them? Lauren?
Culture is Buddhism.
Okay, it did say that. Their religion is Buddhism. What did it say about their food? Right? Yeah, it said they eat after food. They eat a lot of spicy food and they eat exotic food like scorpions and snakes and is there anything else that looked the same or different, Carly? They use tea for medicine. Ready for
They celebrate New Year's in one country.
They have the Chinese New Year in the spring. Okay, we're gonna listen to one more.
This food often includes olive oil, garlic, and onions. They usually serve wine during dinner and bread with nearly every meal. Fruit is the main dessert. About 80% of the Spanish are Roman Catholic, which is a form of Christianity. An important week in the Spanish culture is Holy Week, which comes before Easter, in which there are large parades and religious events. Spanish culture has colorful architecture, grand churches, and even the running of the bulls. Now that you know some of the elements of various cultures, it's important to note that cultures are complex and that no single.
Okay, last one. What was different about Spain? Spanish culture. Table.
Fruit is their main dessert.
Fruit is their main dessert. They use a lot of onion and garlic and oil for their foods. They, they're what? Okay, what religion did it say they were? Remember? The main religion is, what is it? Roman Catholic? Catholic, which is a type of Christianity. A lot of people are Catholics in the United States. Elijah. They celebrate Holy Week. It's the week before Easter. We also have Holy Week in America that people celebrate. Boston.
80% of created,
Yours.
a little.
We can set a good cap. I think you're thinking they said a lot of architect, which is building, are colorful.
Uh,
Okay, let's quickly finish up this video.
Aspect of a culture defines it. They can be so local that different people in different parts of a country can have vastly different things that they cherish and celebrate. In America, you have Native American culture, African American culture, Cajun, Creole, and others. In Greece, a child throws a lost tooth onto a roof for good luck. Japanese children cover their belly buttons when they hear thunder. In Indonesia, people point with their thumbs. In Russia, Father Frost brings children presents on New Year's Day. In the Brazilian culture, New Year's Day is usually celebrated with a bowl of lentil soup. Now that's a tasty New Year. During the Italian Carnival, people throw oranges. All of those things are unique to the cultures that do them and are part of what makes those cultures special. Respecting other people's cultures, trying to learn about them, never stereotyping or mocking them, and living in harmony with them is the first step to becoming friends, having greater humanity, and creating a peaceful world for us all to share. Thanks for following Clarendon Learning. Be sure to subscribe for more free resources.
So, our learning target for today, since we've already started, is that I can compare, you all can compare my community to another community and explain how they're similar and different. And like the video said, why does this matter? Why is it important that we know about other people's cultures or their traditions? Sebastian? So, okay, so we don't disrespect them in any way. What else? Raymond? Helps us become better friends. We learn new things. We learn about people. Okay, so today we're going to compare our community to other communities and learn how they're similar and different based off their customs and traditions. We already know how to find similarities and differences. We've done it all the time. So we're going to apply that skill to what we know. So I'm going to pass out a piece of paper to you. And I want you pick your head up. I want you to, with your partner, I want you to think of some ways that either the communities we heard in the story, or I'm gonna give you a piece of, not a speaker. Yeah, the communities we heard in the story, how are they the same and how are they different? So I want you to list some different ways, okay, with your partner. That those communities are the same as our communities, how they're different. Yes. Your partner to that.
That's not wrong. Okay. Stop putting it. I got it.
You're picking one to compare to your community. Pick one, tell me one you got to compare.
I can. I need something.
I'm gonna set a timer for about 5 minutes. And we'll set.
Yeah.
Also, that's good in London are getting started quietly.
Yeah, they're good. Y'all can share. There's fever. I provided. Y'all can do it. Oh, okay, cheers there. I just heard it. We don't look at it. I'm going to get a tissue. So I picked one of
We're each other. Oh, that's
I'll be at yours. Anyway, it's gonna be like no cameras else over me. Right there, but by the best. Wait, it looks good. Yes, that's wait. No, there's wings. Look this. Okay, let's pick. Right here. So right here. And they look like green. And I go. I know. It made us. I say, right stuff. How and. But we made it. I think. No, so like, do we do? I decided. What is it's negative. I see. That's a big one. Yes, you guys didn't help with this. Yeah, you can do that. So you're gonna go in. Okay, they celebrate. So after oh, I don't know. Oh, this is the how about this? Already on right now. Are you just stopping? Why are you not Oh, stand out.
Okay, I wanted to stand out. Like, stop looking at the camera.
Yeah. I wonder if it's so which spot.
Sort of how the
Great. Or do you like this fill out? So yeah, put one day sell it. I mean, put. What celebrate the heck?
They celebrate.
Eddie says the one.
It makes our kids are there as a kid.
I know, I'm writing my forties.
Back to your. Raise your hand. Tell me whatever community you pick, one way that they're the same or that they're different. In order. I want you to say it in a sentence. Don't just give me an answer. Say it in a sentence. The communities are the same because our communities are different. Right? And so our communities are the same because we both have spicy food. And we said, all communities are different because 41% of kids have a job, they have to be at least 18 or 21. Okay, so
That's best.
Africa is different than the United States because they have 41% of children working. And for the United States, we don't really get a job until about 16 or 18 years old. Not even 25. Because it makes us know okay, so China's community is different from the United States community because they celebrate the Chinese New Year in the spring. We celebrate our New Year in January at the beginning of the year. London. Boston was here.
We put Vance because, we both have a lot of religions.
And so France is the same or similar to the United States because we both have a variety of religion. Right?
Africa is, similar to us because they have forms of.
Okay, so Africa is the same, but kind of different because they celebrate Kwanzaa, and that's kind of like their Christmas. We celebrate Christmas, but Kwanzaa is different and I think celebrated during a different time of year. Anything else? Elijah. So Africa is different than the United States. They have 11 languages. The United States has a variety of languages, but our main language is English and Spanish. So what we learned today, we learned to compare our community with other communities. We learned the difference between customs, culture, traditions, and we already know how to tell what are similar and different. We practice sharing our ideas and we explain our thinking. But to wrap things up, what's one way that community can be the same? Friends. Okay, so we can celebrate the same holidays, fashion, we eat the same food. What's one way that communities can be different? Honor.
I didn't have different. Religions there.
Okay, so different religions in different communities. Why is it important that we understand how communities are different from us? Why is it important to understand different cultures and traditions and communities? What do you do? Okay. Why is it important to understand somebody else's culture? Fritz? So if we visit another country, we kind of know about them already, know about their traditions and their language. Mari?
If there's one different person that live in your neighborhood, they know into their children, then you know, like,
Okay, so know how to celebrate others' tradition and special.
you know, this was, so this is the first.
So that we can be friends with them, not accidentally disrespect anybody. Okay, now on your own, I want you can pick any community that we talked about. I'm gonna pass out a paper. You can write about that community. I want you to write one similarity. So this community is the same as America because explain your thinking. This community is different than America because, and explain your thinking. You don't have to use the community that I'm passing out to you, but you can. Just use the same paper that you used earlier, that piece of paper.
It's all like
You're working by yourself now. This is independent. Gonna take this part up. He's the paper I'm giving you, but you see.
Yeah.
Unity is the same because it explained. Unity is different because it explained.